shut the door hardly, your tears already rolling down your cheeks. You slide down against the door, your hands covering your face as your voice came out in a shaky whisper. I will leave you all very soon and never come back. You cried quietly for a few minutes until your phone blinked beside you. You looked at it with teary eyes. Minha was calling. You quickly wiped your tears with the back of your hand, took a deep breath, and answered the call trying to sound normal. Hey Minha, hey Wyatt, are you coming to the party? You stared at the mirror near your bed. Your face was swollen, eyes red, but you forced a little smile. Yeah, I'm just getting ready. Meet you in the evening. You hung up the call and stood up, taking another deep breath. You went to the bathroom and take a long shower, trying to wash away all the heaviness in your chest. After the shower, you got ready, wore your favorite dress, put on some makeup, and tried to hide your puffy eyes with concealer. You looked at yourself one last time in the mirror and whispered to yourself, "Smile, just for tonight." You picked your car keys and walked out, driving straight to the party. The party was held at Songa's house. In her backyard, her house was huge, beautifully decorated with fairy lights and music echoing in the air. Songa belonged to a rich family, and you were one of her three closest friends, along with Minha and Kim Sol. When you entered the backyard, you immediately saw Minha and Kim Sol standing near the drinks counter. As soon as they saw you walking toward them, they exchanged a glance. They both could tell something was wrong from the look on your face, but they decided not to say anything right away. You walked past them and went straight to the bar counter. "One drink, please." You took the glass and finished it in one go. Minha and Kim Sol quickly came to you. "Hey Wayan, are you okay? Don't tell me your mom fought with you again." You smiled briefly and looked down at your drink. "Now she makes it a routine. Or your dad?" "He always take her side." Then you took another shot and another, your hands shaking slightly. "Wayan, please stop. Don't drink too much." You ignored her, grabbed another glass, and walked straight to the dance floor. The music was loud and lights flashed across your face as you started dancing wild, careless, trying to forget everything. Kim Sol and Mina stood at the side, watching you with concern. Just then Songa walked up to them. "Hey, is Wayan okay? She's acting weird." "Her mom again, you know how it is." Songa sighed, looking worried. "I will go talk to her before she does something crazy." She started walking toward, but before she could reach, you suddenly bumped into someone. Your drink splashed, half spilling on your dress. "Are you blind? Look here, you ruined my dress. Why does everyone try to ruin me?" The guy in front of you clenched his jaw, trying to control his anger, but before he could say a word, you threw the rest of your drink right on his face. Everyone gasped. Songa rushed forward, eyes wide. "Oh no, I'm so sorry, Jungkook. Please, she's upset today. Normally, she never does anything like that." The guy Jungkook, Songa's cousin, and her friend looked at Songa, then at you. His face was unreadable, eyes sharp, but he didn't say a word. He just grabbed his coat and walked away, leaving everyone in silence. Minha and Kim Sol were trying to calm you down, but you were yelling, "Leave me, okay? I'm not a kid. Just leave me alone." They didn't take your words to heart. They had known you since childhood and knew this was how you acted when you were upset. Kim Sol looked at Minha helplessly. "She is not calming down." Minha sighed, rubbing her temples. "I will take her to my apartment. She can stay the night. I will drop her home tomorrow when she is fine." Kim Sol nodded slightly. Then Minha wrapped her arm around you and led you to her car, while you kept muttering under your breath, your eyes still wet and tired. Jungkook reached home, and as he crossed the living room, his mother looked up from the sofa, surprised to see him back so early. But Jungkook didn't say anything. He just kept walking straight to his room, his expression cold and serious. He entered his room, threw his coat carelessly on the couch, and stood in front of the mirror. His reflection stared back at him. The white shirt he wore was ruined with drink stains, his hair slightly messy, and his jaw tight with anger. He clenched his fist and whispered under his breath, "You made a mistake. I will tell you soon who I really am. You yelled at the wrong person, and you insulted me in front of everyone." He took a deep breath, trying to calm down, and walked into the bathroom. The sound of the shower filled the room as he stood under the warm water, washing away the frustration. After the shower, he came out looking calmer, his face normal again, but his eyes still carried that sharp glint. He changed into casual clothes and went to the living room where his family was sitting. His mother noticed him and smiled softly. Is everything okay, son? Didn't you go to a party? Yeah, I did, but I came back early. Before she could say anything else, his grandmother spoke up. It's good you came back on time. Jungkook, we were just talking about your marriage. Jungkook frowned slightly and looked at his mother, confused. Marriage? His mother nodded slowly. Your grandma wants you to get married to Somin. She's our business partner's daughter. Jungkook stayed silent for a moment, thinking, then his lips curved into a faint smirk. No, I don't want to marry anyone because I already have a girl. And I will marry only her. His grandmother's smile faded instantly, her expression turning serious. What nonsense are you talking about? But before she could say more, his mother placed a hand on her shoulder gently. If he likes someone, we don't have a problem, Mom. Jungkook, when will you introduce us to her? Jungkook smiled again, a hint of mystery in his tone. Soon. He stood up, his confidence radiating, and went back to his room. The next day, Joe woke up slowly, her head feeling heavy. Joe blinked a few times and looked around, confused for a second. This wasn't your room. Then Joe heard a soft voice beside you. You're at my apartment. Joe turned your head and saw Minha sitting beside you on the bed. A small smile on her face. She sat up quickly and looked at the time. On your phone, it was almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Why didn't you wake me up earlier? Before Minha could answer, your phone started ringing. It was Songa calling. She picked it up instantly. Hey Songa, where are you? At Minha's apartment. Okay, stay there, I'm coming. She cut the call before you could ask anything. She looked at Minha confused, but she just shrugged. After some time, Songa arrived. She sat with you and Minha. The atmosphere was serious, and you could tell she had something to say. Okay, I have to say something, but don't get shocked. She frowned and nodded slowly. What is it? Songa took a deep breath. My cousin Jungkook, the one you threw the drink at last night. She froze, her heartbeat quickened. What about him? Songa hesitated for a moment, then continued. He wants to marry you. Your eyes went wide in complete shock. What? But why? I don't know. He called me this morning, asked for your name, and said he likes you. He told me he always wanted a girl like you, and since his family is trying to marry him to someone else, he told them about you instead. Minha's mouth fell open in disbelief. Are you sure, Songa? He really said he wants to marry Wayan because he likes her? You stood up suddenly, frustration and disbelief mixing in your chest. What does it matter if he likes me or not? I just want to get out of my house. I will do whatever I want. You grabbed your bag from the couch, ignoring their worried faces. You go out for Minha's apartment, your mind spinning, not knowing that this decision was about to change everything in your life. You entered the house quietly, hoping no one would notice, but as soon as you stepped inside, your father's voice echoed from the living room. Wyatt, where were you last night? You froze in your steps, grabbing your bag tightly. You turned around slowly, trying to keep your tone calm. I was at Minha's apartment. Your father frowned, walking closer. Then why didn't you inform us? Before you could answer, your mother's sharp voice cut in. She crossed her arms, her eyes filled with suspicious. I don't think she was at Minha's apartment. Maybe she was with someone else. You took a deep breath, trying your best not to explode. Your heart was pounding, anger building in your chest, but you stayed silent. Answer me, Ryan. She looked down, your eyes wet, but you didn't say a word. You knew it didn't matter what you said, they never believed you anyway. Without another word, you turned and walked straight to your room. Closing the door behind you, you leaned your back against it and whispered bitterly, they will never trust me, never. The next day, everything changed. In the afternoon, a black car stopped outside your house. When the doorbell rang, your mother rushed to open it and her eyes widened in surprise. Standing there was a well dressed woman with an elegant smile, Jungkook's mother. She entered the living room and your mother instantly became polite, almost too polite, offering tea and sweets. They sat together talking, and after a few minutes, Jungkook's mother revealed the reason for her visit. I came with a proposal for your daughter, Vine. My son Jungkook wants to marry her. Your mother froze for a second, shocked. She looked at you, but then her expression changed. Her lips curled into a fake sweet smile, and her eyes gleamed with greed. Oh, of course, we will be honored. Your family is so respected and successful. Vine will be very lucky. You sat there overhearing everything. Your heart pounding, you just stayed quiet. You didn't protest, didn't say anything. Because deep inside, all you wanted was to get out of this house, away from this constant blame and suffocation. You in your mind, it doesn't matter why he's doing this. I just need to leave this place, even if it's a mistake. Meanwhile, across the city, Jungkook sat in his office in a tall glass building with a full view of the skyline. He was flipping through a few papers when the door suddenly opened and his two best friends, Jimin and Taehoon, walked in. Both of them looked at him with wide eyes. Jungkook, you're getting married? Suddenly? Yeah. What's going on? Who is the girl? Jungkook leaned back in his chair, crossing his arms with a small smirk on his lips. Doesn't matter who she is. I just want to show someone their place in front of everyone. What do you mean by that? Jungkook smirked deepened, his tone low and cold. That girl from the party, the one who yelled at me and threw her drink on my face. I'm going to take my revenge. Both Jimin and Taehyung stare at him in disbelief. Jungkook, no, this isn't a good idea. You can't play with someone's life just because of your anger. Jungkook looked at him, his eyes sharp and determined. It's already decided. I will make her believe I like her. I will make her trust me. And then he snapped his fingers. Boom. On the wedding day, I will reject her in front of everyone. Then she will feel the same shame and embarrassment I felt that night. Jimmy shook his head, letting out a low whistle. You're dangerous, bro. Seriously dangerous. Jungkook just smirked again, leaning back in his chair, his voice cold and confident. She messed with the wrong person, and now she will learn how Jeon Jungkook really is. Your marriage was fixed after 1 week. The news spread quickly, and during that 1 week, you stayed at home, spending time with your family, or at least trying to. But something felt different. You started noticing how your mother's behavior had suddenly changed. She was being extra nice to you, offering food, asking about your day, pretending to care. But you knew the reason. It wasn't love, it was greed. You could see that fake sweetness in her voice, and you didn't care anymore. You knew she was only being kind because Jungkook belonged to a rich family, and marrying you off to him meant money, comfort, and reputation for her. A few days later, Jungkook called you. Let's go shopping today. At first, you refused, not interested in spending time with him. No, it's fine. I already have clothes. But your friends Pinha and Kimsol insisted. Just go, maybe it will help you relax a bit. Yeah, spend some time together. You two are getting married anyway. You sighed and finally agreed. Jungkook picked you up in his black car. The drive was quiet. When you both reached the mall, Jungkook looked at you and smiled politely. Buy some clothes for yourself. Shaking your head, no, I don't need anything. Come on, just a few things. I want you to have something new. He was trying to gain your trust, to make you believe he liked you. You hesitated for a moment, then finally picked two dresses from the rack. Jungkook came closer and picked one of them up in a sleeveless light pink dress. This one will look perfect on you. You looked at the dress and frowned slightly. I don't wear these type of clothes. I always wear full sleeves. No, try it once. It really suits you. You refused again and again, but Jungkook didn't listen. He smiled and pushed the dress towards you. Fine, but when you see, you will say that I was right. Jungkook didn't understand what you meant. You took the dress from his hand and went inside the changing room. After a few minutes, the curtain moved, and you stepped out wearing the sleeveless dress. Jungkook turned to look at you and froze. His smile slowly faded as his eyes caught sight of your arms. There were long old scars and deep, some looked like burn marks, others like fork marks. His breath caught for a second. He didn't understand what he was seeing. You noticed his expression and gave a bitter smile. Now, you see? Jungkook opened his mouth to ask, but no words came out. You turned away and went back to the changing room. A few minutes later, you came out wearing your own clothes again and handed the dress back to him without saying a word. Jungkook stood there silently, still processing everything. Then, without another word, he went to the counter and paid for the dress anyway. After that, he took you to a nearby restaurant. You both sat opposite each other, and for the first time, Jungkook talked very little. His usual confidence was gone. He kept looking down, lost in thoughts. You noticed his silence but didn't ask. When the food arrived, you both ate quietly. The air between you was heavy and strange. After the meal, Jungkook drove you back home. You thanked him softly and went inside without turning back. Once again, you went straight to your room, locking the door behind you. But Jungkook didn't go home. He drove toward the seaside instead. The sun had already set, and the waves crashed softly against the shore. He parked his car, got out, and sat on the hood, pulling out a cigarette. As the smoke curled in the air, his mind drifted back to your quiet voice, your scars, your eyes. For the first time, he felt something unfamiliar guilt. What if I'm doing wrong with Ryan? He thought about your arms again. Those marks he couldn't forget. His chest tightened and he ran a hand through his hair. What happened to you, Ryan? Who did this to you? The next morning, Jungkook sat in his office, unable to focus. Finally, he picked up his phone and called Songa. Songa, can you tell me about Ryan? Why is she like this? There was a long pause on the other side. Then Songa sighed deeply. Jungkook, she's been through a lot. Ryan was only 5 when her mother died. Her father didn't raise her alone. He remarried, but her stepmother never loved her. Jungkook's hand tightened around the phone. She used to beat Ryan, sometimes for small things, and whenever Ryan told her father, she got punished worse. Her stepmother burned her arms with a hair roller once. Sometimes she uses a fork. Jungkook closed his eyes, his heart sinking. She grew up like that. That's why she's always angry, always distant. Her childhood was ruined. That night at the party, she'd just had a big fight with her stepmother. That's why she acted the way she did. Songa's voice broke a little, and for a moment there was silence. Jungkook couldn't speak. He just sat there, frozen, his mind replaying every scene, your eyes full of pain, your arms covered in scars, your quiet words. When the call ended, he dropped the phone on the couch and sat down, his face buried in his hands. For the first time, Jeon Jungkook, the man who planned to take revenge, felt shame, guilt, and something deeper. He whispered softly to himself, voice filled with regret. What have I done? At that moment, he decided he would tell you everything, the truth, his plan, his guilt. He couldn't lie to you anymore. The next day, Jungkook called you. You were sitting quietly in your room when your phone started ringing. Seeing his name on the screen made your heart skip for a second. You picked up and called slowly. Hello? Ryan, can we meet? You frowned a little. His tone was different this time. It wasn't cold or serious. Like before, it sounded calm, almost gentle. Okay, but where? I will pick you up in the evening. You agreed and cut the call, but your mind kept thinking, why did his voice sound like that? Evening came and you waited outside your house. A few minutes later, Jungkook's black car stopped in front of you. He stepped out, wearing a white shirt with sleeves rolled up, his expression unreadable yet soft. You got inside quietly and he started driving. You thought maybe he was taking you to a restaurant or cafe like last time, but instead, the car stopped near the seaside. The orange glow of the setting sun reflected on the waves, painting the sky with shades of gold and pink. The air was cool and the sound of the waves filled the silence. You stepped out of the car, the wind brushing your hair gently. You walked a little ahead, stood in front of the car. Lean back against it and close your eyes. You inhale the cold air deeply for the first time in a long while. You felt calm. Jungkook stood behind, watching you silently. For the first time, he saw your face up close, peacefully, without any pain or anger. He realized how beautiful and pure you looked in that moment, and something inside him softened. After a few moments, he walked closer. Fine, I want to say something. You opened your eyes and turned to him, your gaze serious and calm. Tomorrow is our wedding, but before that, I need to confess something. You stay silent, just looking at him, waiting. I'm sorry, Vayan. I didn't understand you. I decided to marry you because I wanted to take revenge. I wanted you to feel the same humiliation I felt that night at the party. You didn't move, didn't react. Your face stayed the same calm and quiet. Jungkook looked at you, his voice low and regretful. But yesterday, when I saw those scars on your arms, I couldn't stop thinking. I asked Songa about you and she told me everything. I'm sorry, Vayan. Without knowing anything, I made such a cruel decision. He looked at you again. Why are you quiet? Say something, please. You gave a small smirk, your eyes glistening in the fading sunlight. What should I say, Jungkook? I already know. Jungkook froze for a moment, completely shocked. You knew? But how? When Songa told me you wanted to marry me, I was shocked at first. But when we met, I could clearly see you didn't like me. You didn't love me. It was written all over your face. Jungkook stepped closer, guilt filling his eyes. Then, why didn't you say anything? You looked down, your voice quiet and heavy. Because I wanted to get out of my house, Jungkook. I couldn't live there anymore, not with her. My stepmother ruined my life, my childhood. I just wanted to escape. The wind blew softly, and before you could say anything else, Jungkook suddenly took a step forward and pulled you into a hug. You gasped frozen for a second. You couldn't believe what was happening. His arms wrapped around you tightly, warm and secure, something you had never felt before. Slowly your hands trembled as you felt tears fall from your eyes, soaking his shirt. He pulled back slightly, cupped your face, and wiped your tears gently with his thumb. From now on, no one will hurt you again. I will take you away from that house, Ryan. I will give you everything you missed, care, peace, and love. You looked at him with teary eyes, your voice shaking. But you don't love me. Jungkook smiled softly, his eyes sincere. I'm not marrying you out of pity, Ryan. I'm marrying you because I want to start my life with you, my love story with you. You are strong, bold, and real. That's the kind of woman I always wanted. A small smile finally appeared on your face. Yeah, bold, enough to insult you in front of everyone. Jungkook laughed, the sound light and genuine. Exactly that bold. You both laughed softly, and then Jungkook pulled you into another hug. This time, you hugged him back. The waves crashed gently behind you, the sun almost gone. For the first time in your life, you didn't feel lonely. You felt peace. You felt warmth. From that moment, your life began to change because for the first time, you finally felt love.